Juggernaut that is demolishing the weaponization of law enforcement and bringing it to places like Chicago. When I was there today with Todd, we learned that the Chicago city streets have 110,000 gang members. That's right. You heard me right. They had 1,200 shootings this year alone, 360 homicides. When politicians choose to side with those metrics and not their citizenry, thank God we have President Trump and this Department of Justice and this FBI going in there and crushing violent crime. And President Trump sent us into these cities quietly to set the stage, to set up for the National Guard, to see the success that we saw in Washington, D.C., in Memphis. The FBI has been leading the charge in every single one of these.
So y'all just heard Kash Patel say there's 110,000 gang members in Chicago. And right here, they're talking about U.S. citizens. And they are secretly deploying the FBI and the National Guard to handle this problem. So right now, we know for a fact the National Guard is in Chicago and in Memphis right now. That's a fact to combat gang violence. Not immigration, strictly gang violence of U.S. citizens. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're in other cities either, like New York and L.A. I've realized most of y'all not critical thinkers and things got to get broken down. And this for all y'all in my last post that's like, she's only talking about nationalists only. Do you know what a nationalist is, Hocus? Surface thinkers, man. Y'all mind works so basic. You know, for years, even before the scamdemic that just happened in 2020, way before that, we told y'all that there was a diabolical plan and plot to vaccinate the entire planet. Bill Cooper even put it in his book, Behold the Pale Horse, on page 444. Bill Gates even did a TED Talk and said, you know what? We need to decrease the population, and we'll do a very great job if we use vaccines. And y'all called us conspiracy theorists. Then 2020 came, and they locked us down. And they try to force everyone on the motherfucking planet through coercion to take a vaccine. In some countries, it was really physically forced. But here in America, in most cities, you lost your job if you didn't do it. So, Hocus, what does vaccines and the scamdemic have to do with gangs in Chicago and Memphis and nationalized people being unnationalized? See, a lot of y'all was talking about, oh, we are U.S. citizens. They will never violate the Constitution, makes us citizens. You know, they can't unnationalize us. During the scamdemic, they violated the entire Constitution. What happened to the Nuremberg codes? Now look at all the adverse effects. The uptick of HIV, cancer, and other ailments. Where do you think that comes from? A lot of us was deplatformed, demonetized, including myself. I lost thousands because I was demonetized on every platform during the pandemic because I was speaking out. For you and your freedoms, for free. Actually lost money. See, y'all missed the whole point of my last post. This is not conspiracy theory. This is conspiracy fact. See, the reality is gang members and red pillars, the militant ones, the rebels of this country, they stand in way. They stand in the way of the new world that they're trying to usher in. There's a diabolical plan coming down the pipeline that I can't talk about here, but we do break it down in the rabbit hole. And those of us that come from the streets, we the front line of this war. They scared of us. Because if we take the focus off each other, turn around and put it on them, lights out, my nigga. First, it's the nationalized citizens. Then it's us next. And if you think that can't happen to us, I'm gonna need you to go wake up the dead, my nigga, and go tell out to everybody who was murdered by the boogeyman virus that don't exist. You know, when I hear y'all speak, it's like y'all still accepting the blankets that gave us syphilis. Wait, that's another rabbit hole for later. I'm gonna need y'all to start becoming truth seekers, because when you start seeking truth, you come down and you realize that there's only one truth, my nigga. And that truth is, there is no spoon.